Hey, what is going on, you guys? It's Epic here and welcome to Tribes of Midgard. In this video I'm going to show you a quick starter solo guide for the Saga Mode, the quick and dirty run and gun game mode where you can just get in there, do what you gotta do and then get out. Although I suppose gun wouldn't be the correct term since we're you know, never mind. Before we do anything, make sure in your progress tab and then under challenges, under achievements, you have the common crafter challenge completed. This is super easy to do. All you have to do is craft a common item. Pretty much everyone should have this. Make sure you've claimed the reward from it, then go to the customization tab, click character and then select the villager starter kit. This saves you a ton of time. It will give you a full set of armor, a shield, a sword. This is just all around the best loadout for the game. And to save yourself some time when you jump in, do not switch weapons or use any of your right click attacks down in the bottom left. You'll see that we have 3 spinning attacks on this starter kit. So what we're going to do first of all, instead of scouring around for little sticks like you typically would, go over to the trees, use your spinning attack, and they'll all fall down, allowing you to collect the wood in seconds. You can also do the same thing near stone to destroy that, and this will allow you to get flint from it as well, but you won't always do it, so just be aware of that. But of course, once you've knocked down your trees and you've gotten some flint from stone or from the little flint deposits on the ground, go into your village and craft yourself a pickaxe and a lumber axe. And once you've got your lumber axe crafted, now you are ready to go and get a bunch of souls. As you may or may not already know, souls are gathered by just doing stuff like killing enemies or even chopping down trees and gathering flint. So that's what you're going to spend your first day doing. And as you're doing all of this, there's one thing you need to be aware of, and you want to get this done relatively fast because it's better to prep in the early game than the late game. Check out your map and see if you can find this little bridge symbol. These symbolize ramps going up or down in the world to elevate or get you down to a lower area. And your whole goal for the first few days is to find these. And you may be asking, Epic, why am I trying to find these? And that's because at the top of some of them, you may see what I'm seeing right here, which is like a barricade. And these are very handy because if you break them, they have a really high chance of dropping the materials needed to put gates up around your village, which is very important. So for your first day, that's basically what you want to do, because it's very important that we get the gates up around our village as soon as possible so that we stop the hell things from coming in. And one extra tip I'll give you is that if you're going for your resources on the first day, don't feel too pressured about going back to your village at night on the first exact day, because your tree can actually withstand 1 attack on the first night. So you really don't need to be in a rush to go and protect the tree of Yggdrasil just yet. Just make sure that you're getting all of your resources, as many souls as possible. To get all 3 of your gates built, you're going to need 600 souls minimum, so make sure you've got that down. And in order to prep for the later game stages, we're going to need another 750 souls to get our blacksmith up to level 3. If you're out and about and you want an easy sword to start working on, check out your map, and if you see a coloration like this in the biomes, this is the land of pools area. And what's great about this is that it's home to the mini white goblins, and these little fellas are really cool because when you kill them, they have a chance to drop you small bones, which are used for one of the coolest swords that you can get early on. So if you can find the land of pools area or even the smoky highlands where they're also known to run around in, see if you can get yourself some small bones early on, because that's going to put you ahead a lot. By now, during your exploration, you should have got yourself a blessing point, so open up your menu, go over to the blessings tab and choose a character for your run. In my case, it's going to be the seer. This is the class that I would recommend the most, and while it is very grindy to unlock, it is great for soloing. So I've just got myself another barricade broken down. This is great because it's going to allow me to build even more gates around my village. But nighttime's approaching, so let's get out of this area by using our little one-time teleport and get back to our village. And now that we're back, let's use these souls that we've gotten so far along with the resources from those barricades to get ourselves some fortified gates around our village. So by now you should have at least 1 gate built, and with your remaining souls you can go and get the first upgrade on your blacksmith, which will allow you to craft a pretty cool item. So with your blacksmith upgraded to level 2, you should by now have enough ingredients to craft your first green sword. In my case it's the villager sword, but should you have enough materials it could be the Herseer sword. And now our goal is to simply fend off the night ahead of us. With our first day over and the second one already approaching, make sure you can get your gates up by day 3 to day 4, as you don't want to keep having to run back and forth to defend your village. I've seen a lot of people saying that when you start up a saga, the first thing you want to do is rush for your quarry, and while the quarry is very handy to have, I wouldn't worry about getting it done until around day 5 or day 6. Your main priority for day 2 to day 5 is to make sure that you're gearing up for the first Jotun, which should be appearing around the day 2 mark. There are plenty of swords that can help you out. The first is Sigyn's Blade here, which I would definitely recommend, although if you have the challenge completed by crafting a rare item, the Herseer Sword 3 is very easy to craft. So as we wait for our first Jotun to arrive, I'm pretty low on materials and I don't have all 3 gates, so I'm going to be going on a little expedition during the day to try and get myself some more of those barricades for free materials. And remember, as you're out, be sure to keep on chopping down trees, breaking stone deposits, and just looting pretty much anything you can, because it's going to give you souls, which are very, very important. There may be situations where you come across a campsite like I'm at right now and are feeling like you may be at risk of dying. An easy way to deal with these is to run into the campsite, hit one of the bombs, and just kind of bait the enemies into it to clear out the camp a lot faster. That's going to allow you to get in, get your loot, and get out. And while I don't think that the campsite is the best thing that you could be doing during your time in which the Jotun is arriving, I do think it's something that if you pass by it, you should just go in and grab, as having things like health potions or even traps to place on the ground are really going to help if things get a little too fishy at nighttime. While you're out on your expeditions, be sure to keep an eye out for these red maple trees right here, and be sure to knock them down, as they're going to grant you maple sap, which can get you healing potions at your potion crafter. Again, for those of you chasing that Herseer Blade, which is very, very handy, keep an eye out for these enemies right here. They've got a weird name, so I won't try to quote it, although they do drop thorns, which is a crucial ingredient that you will need. So I'm in the middle of day 2 and a Jotun has just entered Midgard, but luckily for me, I'm not really going to see it causing any trouble until around the day 3 mark, so I've got time to prep for that. And since I know that me defending my village is going to be no big deal, I'm going to spend my time, instead of getting gates, going over to my blacksmith and trying to get a hold of some even better weapons. And because I was smart enough to prep with all of my ingredients earlier on, as you guys already saw, I can craft the Herseer Sword 1, Herseer Sword 2, and now I'm almost at Herseer Sword 3 with only 2 thorns needed. This is all done on day 2 and I'm under no threat from the looming night. I know that my village can hold it off in time, and I know I can get back there and defend it efficiently. So in the time that it's going to take me to head out and get the last thorns needed for my tier 3 sword upgrade, I'm going to make sure to knock down all of the trees around me, get the stone deposits up, the flint deposits, and everything else that I might need. So before we tackle the Jotun, I want to show you that on the night of day 2 here, the tier 3 sword upgrade has been obtained, and it just slices through enemies, making defending the village absolutely easy. Remember, Saga is dictated by pacing, and as long as your pacing is on point, you never have to worry about things out leveling you. And now that I've got some time to relax before the Jotun arrives, I'm going to take a look at my map and take the time to explore the locations I haven't already to get a feel of the map that I'm in, because who knows, if I go over to the left where I haven't already been so far, I might come across stuff such as more barricades, which is going to help me build even more of those gates in my village. Alright boys, well, nighttime is about to be here, and we're on day 3 still. I've had time to go out, get some more resources, and would you look at that, I'm about to finish my 3rd gate. But not only that, I've also had time to get all of the NPCs within my village up to level 3, making it really easy to get my upgrades. So with the night behind us, I think it's finally time that we end this off by taking out that Jotun. So go to your potion crafter, grab some healing potions, and by now, you should have some idea of where the Jotun is on the map, marked by the red triangle on your mini-map. So with your sword upgraded, your potions in your inventory, and hopefully a shrine to make this much easier, travel in the direction of the Jotun to encounter it. There are 4 types of Jotun currently in Tribes of Midgard that you can come across in your encounter, and unfortunately for me, I've come across the hardest one, being the Witch. But luckily for you guys, all of the Jotun in Tribes can be defeated with the same strategy, which is just giving them the space that they are asking for and not getting too close when they're letting down their AoE attacks. In the case of the Witch, she's going to let out a bunch of minions, but that's for me to deal with and for her to put out, so I'm just going to start sinking damage into her, and I'm going to take her down before she gets to my village. And again, what would usually be a very difficult task is made rather easy by the prep work that we did earlier. This is why it's very important when you're doing solo Saga mode that you put in the effort to make sure you're prepared for these battles, because you never know which Jotun's going to show up. But nonetheless, with the prep work that we've done beforehand and taking her down is really no challenging task for us because we luckily have the weapons to do so. So with the first Jotun down, you have a choice. You can either keep going using the same strategies that I've gone through in this video to help you out in your run, or you have the option to go to the Bifrost on your map and get out of the world, claiming a golden horn and saving your death for another day. But regardless of what that choice is, I really do hope this video helped you guys get to that point where you have to make the decision to begin with. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like on it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.